Welcome to MV Podcast.
He did it. That's what we're doing.
MV Podcast. We're talking about the MVPs.
What does the MV stand for?
LeBron James.
Most valuable restaurant.
So we're the most
No,
valuable
we're the
podcast.
most violent podcast. Let's go.
Are we?
Probably not. There's probably some weird podcasts
Yeah,
out there.
most valuable podcast. Guys, talk about MVPs.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be like the end of the season, like 4 or 5 games for most
Like
teams.
a week.
So
Yeah.
we should probably have a chat. Who's up there?
I like Russell Westbrook as a basketball
I've
player.
heard one or two other people like Russell Westbrook. Yeah.
There is the big four.
I actually don't think anyone likes Russell Westbrook because
He's
no,
because he's arrogant.
because he's a fucking no.
Because
Okay,
he's a stat
I
padder.
have an argument to make about this. But
Anyway, we'll talk about who are the 4 guys who we'll be touching on today at least, and maybe some others.
Kwame Brown.
yes, that's
Luke
it.
Walton.
Wizards Jordan.
We've got Westbrook, Harden, LeBron, and Kawhi Leonard.
And,
That's it.
and
That's
drop from the D League, Nate Robinson.
He got dropped.
Oh, sorry.
Ah.
It ain't gonna
Because
happen.
he's shit.
Yeah, he did that move where he went through the guy's legs. So
That was pretty cool.
we got that to happen.
Anyway, back to the MVP. So you've got the big 4.
Yeah, I feel like we should start with LeBron because all good conversations start with LeBron.
Jakey.
LeBron is not only the most valuable player, he's the most valuable person in the NBA.
Probably.
Easily.
Yeah, that's
Easily.
fair.
What other player in the NBA has the impact that LeBron James has?
I could not think of one.
Because it's none. Because he's that valuable. Think about it. The Cleveland Cavaliers right now, what are they with LeBron James? A title contender. Take away money from the NBA, what's the most important thing in the NBA? Winning. Yes? What
Yep.
does LeBron do for your team? He wins.
Yep,
he
he does
sends
that.
you to the finals 7 straight years.
6 actually.
I wonder how many dollars LeBron is worth to the NBA as well. Like
At least 47. Like at least.
He puts
All
butts
the
in
dollars.
seats. The only thing against LeBron is he rests a few games. He's not trying on defense. He still takes the Cleveland Cavaliers from a 6th seed to, hey, these guys are going to win the NBA championship because we have LeBron James on their team.
Now, let's just go back to the whole resting thing. Do you guys think playing games should affect the MVP award? Because keep in mind, it's a regular season award. Playoffs should be completely irrelevant. It's a regular season award. Should being there for your team, night in, night out, not taking breaks, playing, should that affect your standing in the whole MVP
No,
race?
because you're still the 1st seed as the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I think it's a factor, but it's a minor factor.
So, I'm in the same boat. I think something's got to be said for being there and playing for your team every week. Like, look, Harden's missed 1 game this season now, and then you've got a KD who was playing up to that par, who, his name could have been in this conversation, but because he was out, now it's not.
Yeah, of course. I think like 5 games here or there doesn't matter, but obviously when you get to that like 20 games kind of missed. Well, they've got a threshold for a reason where you can't
Yeah.
play after like
that's
68, whatever it is. So
And I think the actual threshold for people who are going to vote for MVP
It's higher than the actual threshold.
the one you have to
Think
have.
about this. LeBron rests. What does the league... Adam Silver, I have to make changes.
Yeah, they have.
That's how valuable LeBron James
there's
is.
like a weird argument there where the NBA is like, yeah, it's like we want you to play every game,
Because you put
but
butts
then
in
they,
seats.
but then they also acknowledge that like players can't really do that. So like there's this weird thing going on where
I think one of the big
Can't
problems
avoid
with the whole resting thing is they're not resting on like certain weeks. They're just resting against good teams where they know they're going to have to try really hard. Like you look at like the Spurs and the Warriors, they rest against each other almost every fucking time they play. But then you've got LeBron and the Cavs. Like one of the ones I was criticised for was resting on the first day of a back-to-back after they'd already had a day off. Like if they were really doing it for the players' bodies, you think they'd be resting on the second half of the back-to-back, wouldn't you? But it just depends on the first half. I think they were playing a top 4 seed or something. And the second half, they were playing like the Lakers.
yeah, who knows? Like sometimes it's scheduling, and then other times maybe there's other reasons. And like at the same time, like sometimes guys get banged up and they just need 2 days off instead of 1 day, and like,
That's it.
and they're like, yeah, well we may as well get some more extra rest in. So you never know. It's a weird one, but I don't think it affects LeBron's stat in this fight too much. My kind of, even though like I love LeBron, I think he's the best player in the NBA.
Does everyone here not
thing-
think he's the best player?
I think
We all
agree.
comfortably agree that he is.
Yeah.
I'll
Don't do
throw
it, Matt.
an argument, not particularly because I believe it, but I'll throw it in. LeBron like led their team to like the finals last year, one of the biggest comebacks. We expected a huge season from the Cavs. We expected them to click. Everything was going to work perfectly. How come they're arguable? Like, how come they're not the clear first seed in the East and probably like the fourth best team in the NBA at the moment?
Now I've got something for this. You think it wouldn't fatigue a team to go to the finals year after year after year while other teams are getting an extra 2 months off every single year to condition themselves? Like, of course, a toll's going to take. Like, look at how many finals LeBron's made. You think the guy doesn't deserve some rest in that? Like, I think that's why a lot of games they lose. Like, it's not because they've been outmatched. It's just because they're getting outworked by teams. And I think that's just because the fatigue's finally catching up with them. Like, a lot of the team, they're vets now. They're not the young, spring chickens they used to be. They, need this break, and it's only regular season, so I think they're just coasting through. As long as they're, up there, for a home court advantage somewhere, I think that's all that really matters to them.
Yeah, I think it's
making playoffs.
the reason the Cavs aren't that is because they take everyone's best shot every time they play.
Yeah,
on the
that's true.
court.
Yeah. Also, they have copped a lot of injuries this season. You got
That's right,
to add that in, like a lot.
Lots
Like everyone,
yeah.
JR was out for a long time. Love was out for a long time. You've had some shaky ones with Jefferson and others, but I think if they would have had a full team, you never know.
Yeah, in my mind, there's just no one more valuable to their team than LeBron James.
Yeah.
No one else comes from we're a title contender to we're a 6th seed. Like, the Rockets and OKC, I don't consider championship contenders on the same level as the Cavs are with LeBron.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the Spurs, I'm still 50-50 on because let's see how they... I don't know. The Spurs are weird. The Spurs are very
I think
weird.
we should talk about the Spurs because, like, is that team even a playoff team without Kawhi? Like,
See,
or
that's-
anywhere near
You can
it?
argue
That's all I
Yeah.
pull. I was having this argument with Marcus in chat earlier. I think they're a lottery team without Kawhi. You take away a team's best offensive and defensive player, that really would shake you up. Like, sure, they've got a great system, but that is the heart and soul of both ends of the floor. They'd have to change their system immensely without him.
Yeah, I think whenever you make those arguments, you can't just say if you took this player out of the league. And I think you have to say, like, what do they do over a replacement player?
That's what
like an average player.
There's a stat for that,
There's
isn't there?
the
Yeah.
value
That's
of
another
it.
thing why, like, for the whole MVP argument, I hate the whole, like, if you took Westbrook off the Thunder, they'd be worse than if you took Harden off this team, because it's just like, if you take a superstar away from any team, the team is going to be immensely worse. But you can't predict how bad that team will be.
Unless you're the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's it.
It happened to
But that's
once.
it. But the whole thing,
Yeah.
the whole thing is like, that's not just taking LeBron away. You take LeBron away, and all the other superstars leave too, because LeBron has that effect. It's the LeBron effect. Oh, LeBron's playing there. All right, let's get Kevin Love in. Let's get all these old vets who want to take a vets min to play with him. They all go too.
Can I also bring one more point to LeBron James's
Go
case?
for it.
He makes guys take pay cuts to play with him. That's how valuable he is to the Cavs organization. Guys will play for less to play with LeBron because they know, oh, we're going to get shots, or we're going to play in the NBA Finals pretty much. He's just...
And either way you look at it, whether it's, there's been a whole argument for a while whether it's most valuable to the team or the league or, this or that. Like, LeBron's the most valuable in all of those aspects. He's the most valuable to the league because he puts seats, he fills seats, and he's a household name. Like, even people who don't follow basketball know who LeBron James is. Like, there's very few athletes around the world who, whose names are known by everywhere. Especially in basketball,
Yep, that's my last point. LeBron is the most valuable basketball player on the planet,
But
ever.
does anyone realistically think he will win the award this year?
No.
No, I don't see it. Let's look at Kawhi again. Like, going back to that, taking a superstar off their team, which you do with any of them. I think you have to say, like, well, if that guy was out, they'd get someone else.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not
it,
like
because
if Kawhi was injured, it's like,
It's
we're
not
gonna
like
start.
it's not like
Oh,
there's
that's
just a hole because then there's $26 million in cap space. They'd figure something else
Yeah.
out. That's why it's not a great argument.
But Kawhi, alright, let's look at on the court. How much different is what he's doing to what LeBron's doing? If you look at these guys playing the same position, they do everything. Like, they're the main guy on offense. Kawhi's scoring close to 25 points a game, and he's arguably the best defender in the league at a high level and a more consistent level than LeBron. Why would you say that he deserves it more than Kawhi? On a team, the Spurs are a worse team in terms of the other talent on the rest of the roster.
That's a fair call, I'd say.
They don't have two other All-Stars on their team. They've got Patty Mills. Well, LaMarcus was an
LeBron's is
All-Star.
close, yeah.
Not anymore, and then they've got, who's their second best player? Is it Patty?
Yeah, it's probably Patty off the bench.
Yeah.
Oh no, Danny Green. I'll pay him. He's
Danny Green, yeah.
but
yeah.
he fits the
Yeah.
bill for this. But without these other players, he doesn't play up to that level. So, I think the difference between LeBron and Kawhi for me is the impact LeBron has off the ball more than Kawhi is like LeBron just has an effect that whenever he's on the court, people are looking out of the corner of their eye to see what he's doing because he gets a rebound, he hits someone up court. Or, if someone else grabs a rebound, he's already up court or something like that. So the defender's always got to keep an eye. Kawhi plays differently. He's more of a, set-up offense. And he gets to the rim, he scores, he does all that. But I just think it's the way they play that, it's more scary to come up against LeBron on offense than it is Kawhi.
I think Kawhi lifts a heavier load as well.
Yeah. Because,
as we said, that team's weaker than the Cavs team. LeBron can sort of just cruise for a bit and get Kyrie some shots up, get Kevin Love some post-ups. Like, there's more... If LeBron has an off night, there's more around him that can, like... Not that LeBron ever has off nights, really, but...
He has the option to have
whereas if Kawhi has an off night, the Spurs will just lose the game. Like, he's had games where he scores, like today they lost to the Lakers, he scored 12 points and played 14 minutes or something. Was it today?
Yeah.
Time isn't real. Yeah, I think, and that's the thing, he doesn't have a great game. They lose to a garbage team.
Yeah.
He's like, in terms of the phrase most valuable player, he's just the centerpiece of that team in such a ridiculous way where he is basically the determiner of whether they win or lose.
Do you think that argument, if we were ready to jump, is also an argument that people use for Westbrook? When he's on and he gets his triple doubles, they're like 30 and 10 or something like that.
Mm.
And then when he doesn't get it and he's having an off night, they get smashed. So do you think that there's an equal argument there for is Kawhi as valuable in terms of in those terms as Westbrook is?
See, this is one that it seems a lot more similar than it is in reality, is because Kawhi's off nights are very different to Westbrook's off nights because Kawhi can still do the job defensively and that's not it. But Kawhi, when he's having an off night, he doesn't keep jacking and jacking and jacking and jacking. Westbrook does. He shoots his team out of the game because he's going to shoot himself back in. And look, that's not his fault. That's OKC's game plan. No need to put the blame on the guy for, shooting 30 a game and, maybe scoring 15 points because that's, what your coach is telling you to do, what everyone wants you to do. But with Kawhi, he stops, then they just run the offense through LaMarcus or something else, and that's very linear. But with Kawhi, he's always there on defense. He's the best defender in the league. It's not even a question. So his off nights, I prefer Kawhi on an off night than I would Westbrook.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about Westbrook, like, just as a more broad thing, because I think if him averaging a triple-double isn't cool enough for people, then, who gives a shit about the award? Give it to Harden, make it some weird thing about... I don't know, it feels weirdly elitist to say Westbrook's not the MVP. I just feel like he's averaging a triple-double. Like, that's pretty fucking cool.
But you also look at that, though. LeBron's 2 rebounds, 2 assists short of a triple-double. Harden is less than 2 rebounds from a triple-double. So it's not like it's this unheard of thing.
But it is. It hasn't happened
since these players are so close to it. So it's not like, sure, he gets there, but it's just round numbers.
No, in my mind...
But it's fucking awesome.
It's a difference between actually doing it and not doing it.
Yeah.
There's that thin line of, hey, this guy's actually doing it, and these guys are just not doing it.
And he's like the clutchest player in the NBA at this point. Like, I just don't get, people are like, oh, it doesn't count because he, stat pads or whatever, but it's like, he's still, the most insane player in the NBA right now.
But he does that. I mean, he's the funnest player to watch. There's no argument there that,
I just don't see, for me, it has to be Westbrook as MVP because he is, the definition of the, most insane player in the NBA this season. He's, when Steph Curry wins it, blowing up the triples record and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like he's the best player in the NBA, it's just the fact that
he's the best player on the team that's made the best record for consistent seasons. That's the whole Curry reason.
No, it was the hype of Curry.
It was the hype. It was the hype. It was the story. It's all stories.
The Derrick Rose MVP was the hype.
The Bulls had the best record in the NBA that season too.
Because of their defense, which was better with Rose off the court.
But that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is if Westbrook wins it, they're completely changing what the award is. The award has always been about, leading your team to wins. And I'm okay with them changing the award or whatever, but you can't go ahead and say something like, Westbrook should win it. He's the only answer when the award has meant something completely different for every year leading up to it.
So Steph Curry wins again this year.
No.
Because he has the best record. And he's the best player on that team.
No, see, this is where you're taking my words too literally. Because just because he has the best record, he has, 3-4 players on his team who could be all-stars. Harden and Westbrook both have them. That's it. No one else is an all-star. And they've almost, and you look at the Rockets or even the Spurs. This is where I think it should be, between Kawhi and Harden, between those two, because they've pushed them up to an almost equal to Golden State's record, and they have nothing near the assets that Golden State.
So your argument's basically you can win MVP if you're on a good team, but if your team has too many good players, then you can't win MVP.
Well, yeah, because you're not that valuable. You take him away from the This is where I'm saying it's a stupid argument. I don't like MVP arguments because of this. Because Curry not there. They are as elite as they are now because you've still got 3 to 4 All-Stars. So he's obviously not being able to show his value. But then you take the other players there. They are that value to the team. This is why I don't think a player that has an all-star team as their regular season team should be able to win the most valuable because they're not the most valuable player.
But then we made the argument before that if you take the player off
this is why it's hard to make the argument because it's like no one on the Warriors team is the most valuable player because they are all equally as valuable to the team as each other.
So then should Curry have not won it the last 2 seasons?
No, because this is where it's I think Curry was a bit less undeserving last season than he was, the season before. But last season, they had the best record. There was no other choice, though. But I think it's a winning award. It's always been a winning award. So if it's not someone who has taken their team, almost single-handedly 2 wins, then it's not what the award's always stood for.
I think wins are overrated when Russell Westbrook's doing something that hasn't been done in 30 years.
His team sucks.
And will never be done.
No, his team doesn't suck.
It sucks.
Everyone is
so
making
bad.
it seem so much worse than it is. You've got 2 starting caliber centers between Cantor and Adams. Both would start for almost every team in the NBA. Roberson, one of the most elite defenders in the NBA. Oladipo, one of the better two-way players at the 2 position in the league.
None of it matters if none of them can score because points are more valuable than defense.
See, points are more valuable. Well, Harden's offensive rating is the best, in the league. So
Westbrook scores more points.
Well, Harden's the only player in NBA history to have scored 2,000 points and assisted on 2,000 points in the same season. Offense, we're looking at Harden then.
Well,
this is what I'm
averaging a triple-double and it's hype as shit. Why is there some elitist instinct to be like, oh no, this guy has to deserve it because he's doing all this shit? When he's averaging, it's just a token award. None of them care really. They want to win titles.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's true. None of them care.
It's just a token award. Just give it to the guy who is the narrative of the season, and then we'll give LeBron Finals MVP when he wins it again. And that's the one that actually matters.
See, now this is where I just think this could be a season where there's co-MVPs. This has been touched on by a lot of NBA players this season, a lot of retired NBA players. They think it should be 2 MVPs between Harden and Westbrook, I think it was. And what do you guys reckon about co-MVPs? Regardless of the players, it just in general, the concept.
I hate it.
I love it.
No, I hate it.
I'm all in on anything that encompasses the narrative of the season. That's the whole point of the awards. I almost can't describe it better than narrative of the season. To me, that's what these awards are. It's these awards tell the story of who was the best at these specific things and stuff. I just don't think they're that meaningful in
No, they're not.
a way beyond. I just think the only thing that matters is the chip. So we should just give these awards out to guys.
So winning matters. Okay, so it shouldn't be Westbrook then.
He's won they're 44 and 30 or something.
Yeah, I think which is not that much above 500.
Matt, my man.
It's a fair bit.
What's up, Jake?
Westbrook or Harden?
Yeah,
you're starting a franchise. Russell Westbrook or James Harden?
Oh, this is also a tough question
because I think as much as crazy as Westbrook's doing, I just see him as really volatile and rather have him as my second best player, whereas I think you can build more around Harden.
Alright. Right now, would you say the Rockets have built a perfect team around James Harden?
Pretty
100%.
Have Oklahoma built a perfect team around Russell Westbrook?
No.
So if we build a perfect team around Russell Westbrook and we give Harden a not perfect team, let's say what Russell Westbrook has, what happens?
The Rockets last year happens, which was not good.
They were 500, so not a little bit worse than Westbrook's team this season, realistically.
Yeah. That being said, Harden's a lot better than he was last year. Westbrook's a lot different than he was last year as well. So you can't really, as much as I want to make that argument, I can't really because they're too different. I just think that what they give you on the court is basically the same.
Yeah,
it's very similar. It's just more
they generate.
Westbrook's is so much more aggressive and flashy, though. I think.
Yeah,
I think Harden has a game that will age well.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas Westbrook spot he might break
Okay,
down.
okay.
Westbrook's the kind of guy who's going to dominate the next 4 years and then slowly just
Can we give
team back
Westbrook the
himself.
MVP this year because he probably will be out of the league in 3 years when his body breaks down, and then we give it to Harden next year and it'll all be fine?
Would anyone here be upset if any of the 4 got that award? Would they be like, oh, but this other guy should have won it? Like, is anyone okay with any of them getting the
I'm
award?
legit not okay unless Westbrook gets it.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, it's got to be Harden or Westbrook.
See,
Like 2 weeks ago, even I was like LeBron or maybe even Kawhi, but now it's like you get into it, they've got to. That one of them's got to get it, and I think Westbrook's gonna win it.
See,
I
I
don't even know.
I think Westbrook will win it 100%
like
because of
definitely
media hype,
favourite.
and it's deserved. It's very deserved, but also you can't say that the other players don't deserve it like you are saying.
I just said triple-double.
It's just linear stats. He
I'm-
pads his own rebounds.
I don't give a shit. It's fucking awesome.
I'm gonna
It's insane.
He has contested the least shots of any player in the NBA that is not Rudy Gobert, and there was another center, and DeAndre Jordan has contested more threes than him.
I don't give a shit. He's got a triple.
He does not play
double.
defense.
He's hype as fuck.
Ezrin, what about defense? You fucking love defense.
I love defense, and I don't care because I want to watch Westbrook grab rebounds, run up the court, and shot cool passes and dunk on people.
See, do you guys... Okay, if we're talking about like the whole pad stats and that, do you guys believe that it's... Oh, okay, so his game plan, let him get the rebound because you want the ball in his hands from the get-go, or do you think that's just, some bullshit people are making up to make it seem like, he shouldn't be grabbing these rebounds or whatever?
No, it is. That's pretty sure that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's the
The
point.
Celtics
It's like-
used to do that with Rondo.
Yeah, it's
Literally
like
the same
Westbrook.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like Westbrook run away from like the shooter.
Yeah, no, this is why I'm
shoot it,
asking,
and then the
because-
other guys are boxing out, so you can get it and go.
Because I've read countless arguments on this week about whether or not what OKC are doing is that, or if they're just padding your stats, or if this is happening or that is happening. But do you guys think they'd be playing similar if one of their bigs got the rebound and quickly dished it off to him as compared to him just grabbing the board? Do you think it'd be a similar result?
I think it's like a second slower and a second less scary for defenses and stuff.
Yeah, I saw this with Rondo, and I really like guards getting rebounds and just pushing the break themselves. Like, I do it when I play. It's way better to
Yeah.
get it yourself and go and create. Like, I love it. I love that he wants the boards. Like, fuck everyone. And the OKC bigs, like, it's not like they care. It's like, they're boxing out their dude. They're like, whatever. Just
go
have
get
it,
the
bro.
board.
But see, I'd rather have a player have my guard really fucking contest a shot. And then have my small forward sprint in and grab the rebound and kick it to Westbrook. Even if it's second
see,
slot,
that's-
like you might be down the break, but I'd rather contest every shot.
The defense is inexcusable. Like,
I mean, Westbrook's defensive rating still higher than Harden's.
yeah.
Like, it's not... Like, they're both, like, bad defensive ratings. It's not like either one
But then I don't know how the
particularly
defensive
great.
rating is because there was a point where every Spurs player had a better defensive rating than Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
See, Kawhi Leonard...
Kawhi Leonard's clearly the
Kawhi
best
Leonard-
player.
Paddy, not
Even
Paddy.
Paddy.
No,
Oh,
it is
God.
because Kawhi. That's one thing I want to say about Kawhi. His defensive rating is so skewed because I don't know if you guys have seen much or watched much Spurs games. What a lot of teams have been doing have been playing 4-on-4 and just having their star or whoever Kawhi is, locking down, just run to the corner and just staying away and running through the other side of the court so Kawhi can't make an impact on the play.
Yeah.
If that's not the most valuable thing to make a team have to completely change an offense, I don't know what is.
LeBron?
Okay, LeBron aside.
Yeah.
Everything in this conversation is LeBron aside.
Oh, I'm 50-50. I don't know who's going to win. It's Westbrook or Harden.
I
But
can't
can't-
think-
It's
I
no
can't
one
think
but
anyone
the
else is going
two.
to.
I just think it's going to be Westbrook. Actually, if Westbrook gets one more triple-double, it's Westbrook. If he doesn't, it's 50-50 for
Probably
me.
almost definitely going to.
Please get
It's
that
like
for-
5
But I
games
agree
left.
too, but I think he will, but that's what I mean.
I saw just a random stat the other day that in the last 4 seasons, Kawhi Leonard's had less turnovers than James Harden has had this year.
So insane.
And I assume
Oh,
Westbrook
man.
would be almost
Yeah,
similar
for
as
sure.
well.
Yeah, they are
But,
pretty much
um,
neck and neck. One thing,
That's
I
nuts.
don't like people talking about is how many turnovers Harden, Westbrook, LeBron, they're all having this season because the game's changed. Everything is so up-paced. They're making risky passes to get the reward. Of course there's going to be more turnovers. There's so many more possessions a game.
I think it depends on how many your team still has. Like if you have 7 turnovers a game, but your team is still middle of the pack.
Yeah.
That's fine.
okay,
That's
yeah.
not an issue.
But if you've got 7 turnovers a game and your
Teams
turning the ball
comfortably
over
the
25 times a game and you're the worst in the league, that's an issue.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
a function of usage rate as
Yeah.
well. They just have the ball all the
Yeah, all
fucking
the
time.
See, that's one thing that you look at as well. For all the turnovers Westbrook and Harden have this season, they're nowhere near the worst for percentage of turnovers
Yeah.
per play.
Yeah,
team
Yeah,
previous.
Westbrook has blown the usage rate
Yeah.
record. Just
Ridiculously. Westbrook could not touch the ball for the rest of the season, and his usage rate would still probably be the highest in NBA history.
Please let him touch the ball for the rest of the season.
I'm just
it.
saying.
I also had a dream that Westbrook didn't get the triple double, and the new meme was like, "Don't let this." Something like, don't forget that Westbrook blew like 5 games.
A 5-game streak.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
how's this? For every team that's not the Thunder, obviously, the Bulls are the only team he has not scored a triple-double against in his
That's
career.
weird.
That's bizarre. The Bulls are a weird team.
yeah.
I don't think the Bulls actually exist.
No,
I think,
that's
like-
not me. Like, I'm not talking up the Bulls or anything. I just mean, like, you look at that. He's had a triple-double against almost
Every other team.
everyone. So, is there, like, you look at it and it's like, is there really, like, a team that has a kryptonite for him or anything like that? I don't think so. I
Maybe
just
one
think,
day he'll have a triple double against the Thunder.
Yeah.
yeah, when he goes to the Lakers. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Play with Paul George.
With Kevin Love and Paul George. It's going to be great. Just before we finish up, Rob picked James Harden at the start of the year. Jake picked LeBron. Mac picked Kawhi. So we all did really well, guys.
Yeah,
Congrats.
We're all in the big four.
Yeah.
So,
Except,
I mean,
except
they
I
were-
picked Chris Paul.
but that was
I like
that was
Chris
the token.
So,
pick.
So yeah, I switched for Westbrook because they're basically the same player. You
Yep.
know? Yeah. So I was right. It turns out.
So is that it?
Yeah.
We all who did so? If you had to just pick one, like not, if you had to cut and dry, you're picking the winner. Cut and dry, you're picking the winner right now. Who do you pick? Esran,
We know who it is.
Westbrook, Jay,
Westbrook.
Matt.
Co-MVPs.
Well hit, Kawhi MVPs.
Westbrook.
See, I think Westbrook will win it, but I think Harden deserves it. But
Alright, cool.
one quick thing though that I want to touch on, just a quick fire.
Quick fire.
Bottom of the East.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No. Bulls, Miami, Indiana all have the exact same record right now. One of them misses playoffs. Who is it?
I mean, I hope it's like Bulls or Pacers because they're slow and the Heat work hard.
Bulls.
Yeah.
So,
I want the Heat to make it.
Yeah.
As long as the Heat make it, I'm in agreement with you
Yeah.
guys. Heat make it, I'm
I
happy.
think I want Pacers because I want him to take on LeBron.
Yeah, I want
See-
Paul George basketball.
The only
Yeah.
bad thing I think is Chicago has a tiebreaker over both of them, and they don't play a single 500 team, so it's going to take an abysmal effort, which is
It
very
is the
possible.
Bulls. We don't know what
So
they're gonna do.
let's I'm rooting for the Heat. That's all I'm rooting for right now.
Bismack effort.
Oh my, what? He's gone and done it.
Biombo's playing for all 3 teams next year.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's
Abysmal, I get it. But...
Oh.
All right, that's the end of the podcast, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Find us at the-roster.net. I cannot believe what just happened. We're fine.
Conspiracy.
What else have I to say? Roster.net on Facebook, Roster Tweets on Twitter. If you want to talk to us about how co-MVP is a good or bad idea. TheRosterMail@gmail.com as well. I can't get past that joke.
There's another one.
No.
No, it's not all of them.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you got another joke.
Wait a minute.
Hang on a second. We haven't done something.
Something.
Did something slip our minds?
We haven't told you.
Did we like make some sort of trade of our thoughts and didn't get
Hey,
an
Matt.
equal return?
Hey Matt. Who has the worst record in the NBA right now? It's still Brooklyn. I hope
It's the
It's
70
Brooklyn. Come to
Nets.
Who has their pick in the upcoming draft?
Oh my God.
It's the Heat. No, it's not the
Oh,
Heat.
it's the
It's the
Celtics.
Celtics.
Oh, no.
Ah. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Beyond bye.
I'm glad I got that out. I didn't want to bring it up in the games cast. It would have just sounded wrong.
Yeah.